What is going on, YouTube? Zero Lead here, back again with a new video, episode 40 of the Disco Era u.s.s Enterprise tutorial. Just want to thank you very much for tuning into today's video, and if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and helping me in supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate that. And today we got a couple of things to work on. We're going to be continuing our work from episode 39. We're going to be doing some work on the shuttle bay, as well as our corridor that would lead into our engineering bay, and then also doing some light work on our shuttle bay control room. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Not a super long video today, but definitely got some stuff to do. Just under a half hour. Now what I want to do is going along the line of the shuttle bay. I'm going to be adding a gray line. Obviously not with an indentation on the sides here where it goes in, but basically having this gray line going along here. Eventually we are going to take that out right there, and we're going to bring that gray block down one more. We're not going to do that just yet. And now I know from the picture that there were doors on each side, which we're going to add on. I'm just trying something else out, just taking a look at it, seeing what it looks like. Sometimes never a bad idea just to throw something down, get an idea of what you want to do. But ultimately, we're not going to be sticking with this dark gray line that we're going to be adding. But nonetheless, this may give you some inspiration on things that you can do with your shuttle bay too. And you know, let's just try red, see how it looks. Might look a little bit better. Now, what we're ultimately going to do is, I don't believe we're going to keep this line here, but we're going to be adding a red line on these indentations on each side of the shuttle bay. Because basically at this point, I'm just trying to get some more color in, but I'm not exactly sure how exactly I want to go about that. So I'm looking at the picture, but again, sometimes when you're looking at the picture, there's only so much that you could take away from it or do in Minecraft, so you have to get a little creative here and there. So that's kind of where this is falling in right now. That red line going along the sides doesn't look bad, but I feel like it's kind of taken away a little bit um, from what we got going on here, maybe. Because this isn't necessarily what we'd want to, I guess, highlight. Just trying to get some extra color in here, but that doesn't look, it's not exactly what I want. So let's pull that out. Excuse me. It doesn't really look any better either with just one deleted, so we can just fill that in. All right. And gotta do the back side, and then we gotta do the right. And even with those two dots on either side, we need a facade there for doors, because ultimately what's going to be right behind there are our swooshing doors for our going in the next room. And that doesn't look too bad with that lip from the Shuttlebay control room. You can still see down, which is kind of what I was trying to confirm. That's why I was adding that half slabs at the top, just to kind of finish it off. I think that looks better with the half slab going along the going along the top on both sides. That's looking pretty good. We're just going to put a wall here. Even if we're not going to put anything on the other side of this hallway here, still want to kind of complete the thought there. So let's get a wall going and add in the darker gray on both sides, just to make sure both sides, all four sides of these corners on this block here in the middle are even. We have to do our row of red, stand in as a facade for our doors, and then a red strip at the bottom. And then one last darker gray strip going all the way around. We got to do this red going straight across the top too. Now this room right here, that's going to be one of our turbo lifts. It's not done yet. I haven't, at this point in the build, I hadn't fully come up with the design for what it was going to look like. It's not until we get into the engineering bay where we make the main turbo lift that's going to go up through the neck of the ship into the saucer. That's when we're really going to detail it, and then we'll go back to this turbo lift and we'll re-detail it as well. You can see here on this side, again, I was saying that I don't think we're going to use this side of the hallway. I think we're ultimately just going to end up closing this side off. I think at this point in the video, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it, but I just close it off because there's nothing to really put on that side of it. We've already got one turbo lift that's going up to the shuttle bay control room, and then it also goes down into the cargo room, so we don't really need that on the other side too. We're going to change this to white going all the way around. This is kind of like our hub right here where our intersecting hallways meet up. I want to make sure the top of that is white, and then we'll put sea lantern on the top in the middle. Light it. That looks pretty good. This way it matches our hallways and our saucer section. All right, and now we're going in the next part of it, because I had actually edited a couple of videos together for this episode, because like I said, sometimes you're not always going to be in the mood to build, so some of my recording sessions are only a couple minutes long, some of them are 30 minutes, some of them are an hour, so it just really depends. And if you're not feeling it, just walk away from it. That's usually the best thing that you can do. So you can see now we're back in the shuttle bay, and we're adding both of these cargo door facades on each side. You're not really going to be able to go in there, but we at least want to facade it out. At this point, I think I want to add it, but ultimately there's going to be doors on either side of this once we add a wall here. So there is not going to be any use for either side of this going back. And now on this side, on the left, it's actually going into our turbo lift. So just mostly a facade, but not really going to be able to tell when you're running through the ship. I deleted one extra. Let's fix that. Oh, okay. This basically what I don't like here is it's very tight right there on that second floor for the turbo lift. I think we could do a little bit better right there. Because remember, we still have a lot of room to work with, but not a lot of room going forward. You just have to plan out what we're going to be building going backwards. So you have to dedicate so much room for your shuttle bay control room above us, but going directly behind us, we're also going to have to put in engineering, and then in front of engineering, the deflector control room. So we have a little bit of wiggle room. So basically what I'm going to be doing, I believe, is moving the turbo lift back a little bit to try to detail this a little bit more and have a little bit more room to work with. Because what we just had a second ago, I was pretty much just one wall thick. It wasn't a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room going backwards behind the shuttle bay. That gray line looks pretty good going down there. I'll add that going straight across. It's an extra detail line. We're going to do that on the left side also. And I know right now that you can see underneath that this is exposed, but don't worry about that. We can always cover it up with half slabs underneath the shuttle bay. And we'll get into that. We will get into that. We're going to do a little bit of that at the end of this episode, but we're not going to completely cover the bottom of it. We're pretty much going to go along the lip of the shuttle bay and underside of the back end of the lower hull. But in the future episodes, we'll be filling in some of that. But let's pull in, I need yellow. I don't know if that's going to work. You can see there's kind of like that yellow tape line going across there, but I don't, it's just too darn big. It's not going to work. Probably just be better just to go back in one with a gray line, gray block, fill that in. I think that's something else we need to get rid of too. Just that strip maybe going around. We're going to bring this back a little bit now. So I think our entryway into the next, going into the next portion of our ship, it was coming out, it was protruding a little too far, basically. I think. See how that looks. Doesn't look horrible. I don't know. Yeah, let's make this line solid white concrete. How does that look? Only problem is now it's missing this gray strip right here. But there's not that much that we can do about that. Because we got to make it work within the space that we have. That's definitely one of the most important things to take into consideration here. You can see I'm just trying a couple of different things here just to see what is going to work best here. There's a lot of different ways that we could do this. Let's change that back to white. At this point, I'm just trying to gauge it and get an idea, excuse me, of where I want to go with it. Just making sure both sides here are even. And yeah, now you can see we're going to close off this side. That's the right side. If you're facing forward, on the left side if you're facing the rear. We're going to switch this to the darker gray. We do the same thing on the right. Well, this already is darker gray, except for just a couple areas right here. All right. You can see I just looked on the other side to see how far back it was. It was literally just 2 walls in. So now I'm just correcting that on this side just to make sure that they're both the same width. Because at this point, I was thinking that I wanted to make it to where you can come in here. But ultimately, the decision is just going to be to close this off. But I mean, if you really wanted to, you could make this as a way to go open up into a garage-like thing that maybe goes below into the cargo area. That could be cool. But that's not what we're going to do. All right. Now we're even on both sides. Looking good. And like you can see here in the picture, like there's a control room here, I think, in here, or those might be lights. But we're not I don't think we're going to be adding those on the Shuttlebay. It's not really necessary, I don't think. So we'll just kind of move past it. So let's make that the darker gray. see we're just moving everything back by one. That looks pretty good, actually. We may need to make that the darker gray because when you zoom out, it's going to get lighter. As you can see, like as soon as we started to zoom out, like it just like blended in with the rest of the white. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. So that's going to be the main reason we're going to be making these doors a darker color. Because looking at it from the picture, like it's a dark gray. I mean, that's pretty close. I don't know. We may ultimately have to make this floor gray to match the picture, maybe. I like it as the white, but we might need to change that. All right, so we're going to stop. We're going to go in the next part. See that outline? Wasn't really feeling that going all the way around. We're gonna get rid of this black strip on both sides of the window for the Shuttlebay control room. Fill that in with the white concrete. And then I think we're gonna bring back that gray strip in the middle to try to match the picture a little bit better. Maybe went too dark there. Now, I think I can bring this line. Oh, no, I can't. So that's not gonna work. I can go all the way right down to that last line right there. So we're not gonna change that to the darker color. It might have looked good, but maybe that extra line there, it might have looked funky. So maybe it's for the best that we just have it going across the back wall here. But I need to make that lighter. This is where I was talking about in the beginning of the video, where I was trying to come up with a way to get a little bit more color in the Shuttlebay. This is what I ultimately fall on. So we're just layering it out. And now we're going to do that to the other ones. And you can see right there I'm hitting open space. Don't worry about that. You can see I'm just putting the red block down anyway. I'm going to show you guys in a minute how to blend that in on the outside where it's basically hardly any extra work. And the reason why I'm doing that is because off camera I had tested this out and I came up with that. So this is it wasn't too bad, but I think this looks really good from the inside and definitely adds a little bit more texture to the Shuttlebay and a little bit more color at the same time. So it's definitely what we want. Oh, I messed up there. Fix that. Yeah, see, that looks pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of color. So now on the outside, literally it's on this last cut right here. So what we're going to do to fix that, we're just going to move that cut back by 1. Cover it up. Very simple fix. Just got to make sure you do that on both sides. Got to bring everything back by 1. Go along this cut here. See that they're not even right there. I'm going to have to fix that. The half slabs right there. So we do a straight line going straight across. This is the way to measure it. And the problem on that right one, I went in one too many. Should have had that over one more on this side. And I'd have to make some adjustments here. Because it's coming in closer on this side. It's what's messing me up. You see the gap here in between that gray curve in the back on the right, but on the left and on the right there was a gap. There we go. Now we're going to fix it. And let's get rid of the wrong one. Get rid of that excess 2 for now. There we go. I gotta bring those back by 1. All right, perfect. Yeah, that was coming out 1 extra. And there we go. Now it's flush with that cut right there. Definitely winding down this video. We got some stuff done, but really it was just little loose ends here and there. Trying to get as much done as we can, but at the same time, want to make sure we're not rushing. But definitely have the prep work for hallways here. And see, I'm just going to start to. There we go. I got to do the right side. And then that part in the middle will have to be red. So we get rid of these 2. Replace that with red. Bam. This side. All right, cool. So we got a little makeshift hallway here. Got to fix the top. I think I made it dark in this video, but I'm pretty sure upstairs it's supposed to be in the saucer. The hub here is supposed to be white around the top, so I'll have to fix that. I think. I'll have to go back and double check. But we're looking pretty good. Definitely looking good. Like where we're going. Made a little bit more progress. Had to backstep just a little bit here and there, but we're getting there. We're getting close to where we're going to start getting into the engineering bay, which I know a lot of you are excited for, and definitely looking forward to it myself. Didn't have a lot of time for, I guess, small chat. Was really, just trying to focus this time on the stuff we had going on. But I definitely have more episodes coming up for you guys. Definitely check out tomorrow, episode 41, and you can always check out new videos releasing Monday through Saturday. The only day that I don't have new episodes coming out is Sundays, unless I'm out of town or if I can't get on for whatever reason. But I usually always have them coming out Monday through Saturdays. So definitely check out the channel for that. And also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely appreciate that. And just want to thank you guys again for checking out today's episode. And I will catch you guys on the next one.